What's up, Dragon Nation? I'm Rich with Dragon Nation Gaming. Welcome back to Space Engineers. Last episode, we started on the apartments. What I want to do today is we want to go ahead and work on airlocks. Now, I'm going to be doing everything in vanilla. There are some mods out there to make airlocks a little bit easier, but we're going to go ahead and do it vanilla for those people who like to do everything in vanilla. Let's go ahead and get this started. So if you look around the base, you notice that I've been experimenting with different colors, different paints. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to stick with yet. For right now, I'm just going to go ahead and keep everything gray. So let me go ahead and get the default colors. Go, Control Shift, little mouse button, there we go. So yeah, at some point I'll try to figure out what I'm going to do about colors, but for right now, we'll just leave it basic colors while we're building. So what I want to do today is we do have the apartments that we did from last episode. I think we got all this built. Now what I need to do is I need an airlock, because at some point you're going to be on a planet. This planet right here does have oxygen, so you don't need to really worry about it. But there are going to be other planets that do not have oxygen. So I try to design all my bases, especially ones that I may want to reuse at some point. I make them like I could be able to build them on any planet that I want to. Or if I decide not to put it on a planet and put it somewhere in space. But yeah, so we have our platform right here, which is where ships and rovers and everything else can dock up for each apartment. This apartment is right here, and for this apartment, they have their own as well. So far, I've been digging out everything by hand, and it's getting kind of frustrating. Oh, I didn't finish that corner. Oh, I gotta finish that corner at some point. So what we need is we need access from this platform to each one of the apartments. Now we're gonna be doing that with airlocks. So we do have a door right here, which is completely open. Might also notice that we have tons of room too. Well, maybe not tons of room, but definitely enough room to do whatever it is I want to do with each apartment. So the first thing I need, let me check my inventory, make sure, yep, I got some items to start out with. So I came up with a pretty basic design, something that should work pretty well. Instead of just doing the usual airlocks that people do, basically all they'll have is they'll have like a door right here, then another door here, and then they'll have a vent somewhere on that wall to be able to draw oxygen or fill the room with oxygen. But I'm going to do an entire hallway all the way down and see what that's going to look like. So what I need is we need windows, we need doors, we need all kinds of stuff. Now I'm doing windows to try to make it look a little bit better, so we need this one, and this one. We'll go ahead and keep the welder and grinder. I also need to grab doors at some point. So we'll put this guy right here. Go ahead and grab the half block. Oh, turn there. I need it in this line here. And then I'll put another one right here. So we did have a live stream on Wednesday, which was yesterday. This is Thursday. We did have a live stream where I designed this whole thing and it worked out pretty well. I don't know if I'm going to be keeping that design, but we'll just have to see. See how everything works out. So I need 7? No, I need 6. There we go. So right there, and then I'll also put windows on the other side as well. I need this one. And rotate. There we go. And control 1. Yeah, I tried not to, the thing is my keyboard is pretty loud. So when I'm building, I try not to make too much noise, but sometimes that just does not work out. But I do try to. I need to figure out a way of cutting down on the noise from the keyboard. I'll figure it out eventually, hopefully. Alright, then we'll go ahead and put that there. Now what we need is an offset door. Now this actually looks pretty good, because the offset door matches the windows, which are also offset. They're like a half block offset. And then right here as well on both sides. Then what I need to do is I need to go ahead and put up a ceiling so we can close this whole thing off. Now we did come up with an idea for the vent, which is a pretty cool little trick, and I'm going to go ahead and try that out again. See if we can't make it look a little bit better. But yeah, let me go ahead and get all that welded up, and when I'm done, we also need to get timers and stuff like that as well. Alright, now that I got all those welded up, this is basically what the airlock is going to look like. Although there are a few things that I need to add. So the way I have it is right up here, there is an oxygen room. A room where we put all the oxygen stuff. Usually people would put the vent inside of the airlock, but if you're a little creative, you can actually hide the vents. Try to make things look a little bit better. What I'm going to need for that, though, is a catwalk. So I'm going to grab this one right here, and I'm going to try... Oh, I need construction components. I forgot those start with construction components. Whoops. Come here. Come here. There you go. Alright, we'll just grab 100 of those so we can go ahead and get started. Alright, so I'm going to put a catwalk. The reason I'm putting the catwalk right here is so that way I have a place to snap anything that I want to put underneath. This won't look all that great, so I might put some grates like this as well, just to make it look a little bit better. So like I said, what I'm going to do is right above there is going to be a room. So the apartment up here is going to be cut off. What I decided to do was not make a floor right here. We're going to leave this open for the windows, so that way we also have room to fly around, have a little bit of access. I just need to figure out how I'm going to do everything. Alright, the next thing we're going to need is we're going to need timers. Now this one is going to take about 5 timers. So we'll put one there, one there, one here. That's 4, and well, we'll put one right here. Because I also do need stairs that come down into this facility, which I'll put a catwalk. Let's actually do that real quick. So I need a catwalk, and I need... What else do I need? Oh, I don't need that catwalk. I need the L-shaped catwalk. There we go. Now I need a stair. Come on, drag down. There you go. So the stair will go right there, and the catwalk... Oh, I can't snap it. Damn it. Yeah, I was kind of afraid of that. Hold on. Grab this one here. I'll go ahead and put it underneath, so that way we can kind of have like a hidden catwalk. Then number 7, we'll go ahead and put the ones with the railings right there. Alright, so I think that will give us all the timers. Now what we need to worry about is oxygen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some blocks out here to try to dress it up. So the tank needs to go here. So let's go ahead and grab an oxygen tank. And I think if I put it... Oh, nope, wrong way. That way. Put it right like that. I could go ahead and grab a vent. Now, the reason I'm getting an oxygen tank that is not connected to anything, that's my air vent right there, is because when you're doing an airlock, you don't want to connect it to any other air source. Because what will happen is the oxygen tank will fill up if you have it connect to an oxygen source, like an O2 generator. And what will happen is eventually that air tank is going to be filled and you can't draw any oxygen out of your airlock. So when you open the door, you'll lose some oxygen. So the oxygen is going to feed into the room that's going to be right here, and it's going to fill through those grates because those grates are not airtight. All I got to do after I have this all built and have all the doors and the walls done is just go ahead and draw the oxygen out, and that will give me the oxygen that I need. So what I need to do is get those all walled up, and then I need to go ahead and I need to weld everything up, get everything ready, and then build a wall up here so that way we can go ahead and block that area off. So basically what that's going to turn into is it's going to turn into a utility room. There is more room for other things, but I don't know what I'm going to put up there yet. But let me go ahead and get that done real quick so we can get on to the next step. Alright, now that we got the basic structure done, well, almost. We kind of have everything done. All the timers are set. The next step would be to go ahead and name everything. So I still have a hole right here so we can get in there. I'll show you what's going on. So we have our oxygen tank, then we have our vent. Let me get over here. Now that vent is going to fill this entire room with oxygen or draw it out. At the same time, it's going to fill up our airlock as well because these catwalk blocks are not airtight. So it's a good way to go ahead and try to hide those vents if you don't like the look of the vents. I also got some light so that way we could actually use that for lighting down into the airlock. We'll have to see how that all works out. Kind of tempted. Yeah, I think the next step would be to name everything. I have to name every single thing that we're using for the airlock. I have to name all of the timers. I have to name all of the doors. I have to name the oxygen tank, the air vent. We're also going to need buttons as well. Oh, that's going to suck. I need to figure out where the buttons are going to go. So let me see how this is going to work out. So we got... Well, let's go with the basic and see what different types of buttons we have. So we have the old vanilla block, the old vanilla button, which has 4 buttons. I only need 1. Then we have the one from the DLC, which I actually kind of like the look of that one. Then we have this one, which actually goes up on a wall. I think for the outside, I'm going to use that one. Then we have control panel. That control panel is actually kind of cool. I like that one. And then back to the original. So I think for the outside, we're going to go ahead and use that one button. But then I also need one for the inside as well. I have no idea where I'm going to put that. Let's try. Yeah, I won't be able to put one on a wall because we're using all these half blocks. So I think, I don't know what I want to use. Well, I guess we can go ahead. Let's put it right there. Maybe that will work. I do also want to put some lights up here as well, so that might not actually be a good spot. Huh. But yeah, for this setup, I only need 2 buttons. I just got to figure out where I'm going to put that. So yeah, the next step is to go ahead and get the buttons up, then get everything named. All 3 doors, all the timers, the oxygen tank, and the vent. Then at some point, I do need to go ahead and get stuff cleared up. So what I'm going to do right now, since we do have access to the atmospheric oxygen, I'm going to go ahead and depressurize the vent, which will suck oxygen into that oxygen tank. Let's go ahead and look at that real quick. Oh, I already have those are for the apartments, my bad. This is the one we're looking for. Now what I want to do is turn that back off. So I need the vent. My bad. Alright. Depressurize off. So when you turn off depressurize, it's actually going to try to fill up the room, but because we are not airtight, it's not going to do anything. It's just going to say right here on the right hand side, not pressurized. That means we have a leak somewhere. So yeah, I need to go ahead, do the next step, get everything named, get everything set up, and then the fun process of trying to get all the timers set up. Alright, so I think I have everything set up. We got our buttons. I decided to just go ahead and put a button panel right here. It should be fine. Yeah, I wanted to put a light there so that way we had a little bit of light for the entrance. The next thing I need to do is I need to go to those interior lights and up those a little bit. I think those should be... Yeah, because I do have the other two on the other side. I went ahead and put those in real quick. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and up the radius until we get enough light in this room. Actually, let's go 8. Let's see what 8 does. There we go. Hey, you know what? That's not bad. I think that's plenty of light. Alright, now comes the fun part. So, let's say we're outside. What's going to happen is this door is going to be closed. It's also going to be shut off, so that way nobody can open the door when it's going through its cycle. So for outside, what's going to happen is I need to hit that button. It will make sure that every single door is closed. That door, and that door. So that will be the first timer, which will take a couple seconds. Then once the doors are already closed, it will depressurize this room. So we'll have the vent do its depressurization. Once the room is depressurized, which we do have the time, I have to see how long it's going to take to depressurize this room and that room. But for right now, we'll just set it up for 5 seconds. We'll just say for right now. At some other point, I'll go ahead and get it more specific. But yeah, as soon as this room is depressurized, it will shut these doors down so people cannot open those doors when the airlock is depressurized. Then it will turn that door on and then open it. And then after, we'll give everybody about 3 seconds to walk through the door. Once that 3 seconds is over, it will go ahead and close that door and then lock it. Well, not lock it, it will turn it off, is what I mean. You'll see these lines right here go red. So that's going to be a lot of work. But I think I can get it figured out. So then I also have to set up, so this door will be closed. And it will also be shut off. These doors will probably be open. That's probably what I want to do later on, is when that door closes and it shuts off, it'll just automatically open up these 2 doors. Now when we go outside, it will do everything opposite. So it'll go back the other way. So what I would need to do is I can still set up that button for the exact same action. So I just need to get that set up. So timer number 1, it's going to make sure that all the doors are closed, and then it's going to activate timer number 2. Timer number 2 is going to depressurize the room for about 5 seconds, and it will also turn these 2 doors off so they cannot be accessed. Then after the 5 seconds, when the room is depressurized, it will turn that door on and then open it. Once that door is open, it will give you 3 seconds to walk through. Then it will close that door, shut it off, repressurize the room. I'm trying to make sure I got this in order. Then the next timer will pressurize the room. And then once the room is pressurized, it'll turn these doors on and open them. Just kind of have to figure out all the timing for that. And figure out which one goes which timer. So I need to get those timers set up. It's going to take me like an hour just to set up the timers, just to figure everything out. But once I get it, I'll go ahead and show you how I did it and see if it all works correctly. Alright, so I think I got all the timers set up. We're gonna have to test this out and make sure it actually works. So as you can see, this door is closed. It is shut off. So now it's time to hit the button and see if this works out. So the inner doors are going to close. It's going to depressurize the room. Then it's going to turn this door on and open it. Give us 3 seconds to get through. Then it's going to close, repressurize the room, and open up these doors. Yeah, I think it works. I probably need to allow those doors to open a little bit later. Maybe. I don't know. Well, let's go ahead and see it from inside here. I might have to add one more timer just for the last step, which is those doors right there. So we hit the button. Doors close. Depressurizes the room. It turns those doors off so nobody can access them. Then it turns that door on, opens it. Closes, turns it off, repressurizes the room, and opens all those doors. So yeah, it seems to work. But yeah, I think with 5, maybe a little too, might not be enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and add one more timer, just so I can open up those doors a little bit later. I want to make sure that the room is fully pressurized before it opens those doors. The reason is, any oxygen that is in here will seep into this room, which means that tank up there will not empty out. There will be too much oxygen in it when the oxygen comes from that room, which means sooner or later that oxygen tank is going to fill up, and that's when we're going to start losing oxygen. So one more timer is probably a good idea to go ahead and add that. I'll probably put it right here underneath the stairs, just for that last little thing where those doors open up. But yeah, I think that should work. Let me go and show you the timers and see what they do. So I named everything for this apartment. So we have timer airlock 1 through 5, and the apartment is apartment B for this one. So we have the first one set up for 1 second. The action is, it just makes sure that all 3 doors are closed. They are set up in a group. So all 3 doors will close, and then it'll activate timer number 2. So timer number 2 is set for 1 second. That's how long it takes the door to close. Then what it will do is it will depressurize the room and lock these doors in the process. That's these 2 side doors. Then it will activate timer number 3. So timer number 3 is set for 5 seconds, which is how long it takes to depressurize the room. I think it actually only takes 4, but I'll have to figure that one out. So what this one will do is it will toggle those 2 side doors on, and then it will open them once this room is filled with oxygen. Then it'll activate airlock number 4. Wait a minute. No, hold on. Number 3. It's set for 5 seconds. That's how long it takes to depressurize. Then what it does is it turns that door, the outer door, turns it on, and then opens it once it's fully depressurized. Then it'll activate timer number 4. Timer number 4 is set for 3 seconds. That gives people enough time to walk through the outer door. And then what that will do is it will close that door. Huh. Oh, it's turning on these 2 on the side already. I might have to put that later in. But yeah, what it will do is after, I think it was set for 3 seconds when somebody walks through the door, it will close that door. It will turn the 2 side doors on so that way we can open them. I could probably move that somewhere else. Probably on the last timer. And then I'll activate timer number 5. And timer number 5 is set for 1 second. What that will do is it will open up the 2 side doors, pressurize the room, and then shut the outer door off. So I think, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and add one more timer. So on timer number 5, I'll have it turn those 2 side doors on. And then timer number 6 will open the 2 side doors. Just so I can make sure I have enough time and we don't have any oxygen seeping anywhere. So you could do it with 5. I've seen people do it with less. I've seen people do airlocks with just 3 timers. But of course there are also mods which make this a whole lot easier. There's also scripts. But I like trying to do everything in vanilla. It just adds a little bit of difficulty, makes it kind of fun. And it also gives you other things you have to build in the process. So airlocks aren't too difficult. It just takes a minute. Just be patient with it. Take your time. But yeah, so far the airlock looks pretty good. And once I get that other timer in here, it's going to work out perfectly. But yeah, next episode, what we need to do, let's go and get out of here. Next episode, what we need to do, now that we have production, we have an airlock, we need to go ahead and get the platform set up so that way we can go ahead and start docking up our ships to get resources, kind of transfer things over into the vehicles that we need. So I also want to go ahead and put a ship printer on this thing. So I made sure there was enough room right here in the middle. There's going to be a ship printer also for repairs. Probably on this side, we're going to put a connector for the Dragon Wagon. And then over on this side, I'll probably have a couple connectors for like different ships. Yeah, that should work out. But we'll worry about that in the next episode. Until then, make sure to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.